for every influencer and Mr. Olympia and every person that's coming out. So it's not like, hey, man, let's get a hotel. I'm going to run to the expo, do this, and then I'm going to go home, work out, and go home. It's, hey, dude, when I come out, this is going to be one of the greatest experiences that I'm going to have, that it's a destination for me, and it's almost a vacation for me rather than, fuck, another expo I got to go to.
So shows are really fucked up, in my opinion.
I agree.
And knowing this from gun shows, I've been to enough fitness shows to see this. They can't survive if they're T-shirt sale shows, and that's essentially what they've become.
For sure.
They've become like you know, you remember like the old like Filene's Basement stores, everything, like you're going in there and everybody has a T-shirt company, and there's no way they can survive. Like the Olympia is a fucking disaster because they don't put the show on at the venue. And there's not enough structure around the show being the focal point. Now, the Arnold gets 85 to 90% of it right. Because they bring in all these different things.
Everything.
And that's kind of what you have to do. And I love the idea of bringing in seminars and bringing people to talk from different areas to talk about different things. Because here's what I said to one, I won't say what group, but a large group in the firearms business. I said, you need to make these things more interactive to draw people in. Like if somebody was hosting, I'll relate it to the fitness world. If somebody was hosting a seminar that was free on mindset, influencing, how to be a successful influencer at a show, you're going to draw people into that because they're going to be curious, especially if you're going to have a Mike O'Hearn talking, a Jay Cutler, maybe someone who hosts a successful podcast, maybe someone who has a good TikTok, these different areas, because I don't know shit about TikTok. And I said this to one thing, I'm like, if they were like, well, what seminar would you like to see? I'm like, well, if there was one on like how to create an engaging TikTok, I'd be interested in seeing that. I don't know anything about it. I don't know how to do naked cartwheels and film it for 15 seconds. I don't know anything about that. But you have to put stuff out there that's a little out of the box, that maybe like somebody who's a little removed. See, we're all jaded. Because we're in the business and we're in those circles. You have to think of the person that's showing up, that's buying the T-shirt. What's going to engage them? What's going to draw them in? And bringing these people into, you're paying them anyway. Don't have them just stand at a booth.
No, it's the worst.
It's the worst.
Dude, and here's the thing. So I like that you said that. So and I don't know if you've ever been to FitCon. So when you show up.
I was once a sponsored fitness athlete.
It's like everything that you could possibly think about pertaining to even closely to fitness. Dude, we've got sumo wrestling.
I love it.
We've got medieval fighting, which is a legit thing. Like guys show up in armor with real swords and beat the shit out of each other. We're going to have all kinds of shit. But here's what's cool. So I got a really good buddy, Andy Frizella, one of the most successful entrepreneurs.
Shout out to First Form.
Love him. So we're actually going to be doing some cool shit at FitCon where we're going to talk with people. I'm going to have Jay, Andy, Rob, myself.
I like to see Sal talk.
Sal's going to be there. He's coming. And literally the whole entire little seminar is going to be how to be successful and make money in the fitness industry.
That's exactly what people need to.
And I may not have Jay stand at a booth. I may only have Jay on stage with a microphone to do that. And then he's done. He can do whatever he wants.
He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. So the cool thing, and this is the second piece that we're going to be bringing in that no one's brought in. We're going to bring in a virtual expo. So when people come to our expo from Utah, they're going to see cool shit. Bam, 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 bam. We're going to sell a virtual expo that gives you anywhere in the United States the ability to get online and actually go to the expo or the seminar and see Jay talking and interact with them.
It's like a perfect example. I'm glad you brought up that example because a perfect one is like, you know, Neil at Ready Gunner in Utah, right? So Neil has a successful FFL. I said to one of the companies, I go, why don't you do a seminar on how to run a successful FFL?
Yeah.
Shocker.
Because so many people would be interested in that. Dude, 100%. And then and if you can create value to people coming, then all of a sudden it's not an expo where you're like,
here's the big problem, Keaton.
Oh, I just want to go see people.
Here's the big problem. Until you and Rob came into FitCon, you have a majority of the shows run by 50-something-year-olds. So you're a 20, 30-something-year-old trying to explain to 50-something-year-olds. Technology is moving too fast. I sat at Safari Club International. Huge show. Okay? People are in there buying $100,000 hunts. Big money show. Don Jr. and Kimberly are speaking. I'm like, why don't you guys stream this on your YouTube?
For sure, because everybody would love to see
They're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, You could set up a cell phone on a tripod and stream this right now. It's content. Like if you created a FitCon YouTube, you could have all these speakers and you're streaming that information. But it goes like this to people.
And the cool thing is our partner in FitCon, I think he's 30 and he understands all of it. So that's one of the things we're going to be doing. We actually have our own platform that you will be able, for $4.99, anybody in the world will be able to get on for those 2 days and look at every single thing that's going on. And the best part, this is what's cool. We now have a platform where people are going to be able to sit down with Jay one-on-one on a FaceTime for 2 minutes, and they get to sit and talk with him. And then when that whole conversation is done, we send them the video of them and Jay talking. And guess what? And boom, all over
I would say this. I would say this to booths in the gun industry. I'm like, why don't you have like a booth where someone can come in, have a section in your booth where someone can do a little speaking thing, talk about your product, and then you airdrop it right to them, and they can post it. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like that's like foreign to them.
It's a crazy idea.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
They're blown away by that. And, you know, I've said many, many times to folks, I'm like, I don't understand. These answers are staring you right in the face, why it's so hard to get. That part I don't understand. So that's why you're a better businessman than I'll ever be, because I can't get past that in my mind. Like, to me, this is why I lose jobs, because I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, it's right there. Like, I don't have the ability. The Boston in me comes out. Yeah, the Boston in me comes out like it's not a question like, where are we going? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's like, I hate, because I'm not, so it's a stereotype, but like Mark Wahlberg in The Departed is a perfect depiction, like,
of what they are.
Like, we're very, because we value time.
Dude, I thought that was total bullshit till I went to Boston and I was getting a sandwich and I was trying to decide what I wanted on my sandwich. And the guy at the front desk goes, dude, what the fuck do you want?
What do you want?
And I was like,
whoa, I'm insulted.
Yeah, well, I was like, wait, hold on, man. Who are you talking to? And he was like, you just got to understand, that's how we work here, boss, and you take it forever. We got to get going. Dude, and I was 30 seconds into thinking. Yeah. And from that point, I was like, okay, Boston, they just put it to you.
It's just, it's like, no one will ever accuse me of not knowing who they hired. You know what I mean? It's no one will ever accuse me of not knowing the product that they got at the end. But it's not like, I've had assistants, I've had people that work for me that they're like, he's an asshole, but he knows he's an asshole. It's like I'm very short and direct, but I feel like that in the show culture and in the creation of content, the answers are so simple. They're staring you right in the face, because you can do everything on this thing.
Everything.
You can do everything on this thing. Jay records, to everybody out there listening, Jay records his entire JTV,
all of it,
everything, on a fucking cell phone. Yeah. Now, granted, he's a known entity. I get that. Yeah. But you can do so much on these devices. You can run a whole business from this device in $200 to $5. Yeah. Literally a whole business. So when people at these companies, like I said, coming back to the 50-somethings, it's trying to break those walls down. FitCon was probably the right opportunity, the right time, the right situation to go into, because you felt like you could turn the key the whole way. Yeah. Some of them you just can't get. Like I said, I asked one guy who runs shows, I said, well, who do you give free booths to? Because this is kind of how I could wrap my head around and understand it. And they're like, oh, we took care of this one. They sell T-shirts. Like a few years ago, the biggest death knell in Olympia was like, well, we're going to have the booths buy ad space in Flex Magazine. I'm like, that's it. That's the end of it. Yeah. It's like I say to every gun company, I'm like, you can always tell a gun marketing, a company that's going down the tubes marketing-wise, because all good marketing departments go to shit when they start doing mag dumps in the desert.
It's the worst.
That's like when it's all going downhill. Yeah. And I tell everybody, I'm like, you have to be willing to have adult conversations about direction, how you can help people, how you can bridge the gap, how you can make their business better, how you can make them better as a person, how they can move forward and get better.
You just have to create value.
Value.
For people.
That's what I'm looking for.
That's what it is, dude. You got to create value. And the second that you can do that, people will do whatever. I will say this. I don't think that there's a lot that's come good from the Corona bullshit. But what I do think is that Corona has made people make changes.
Well, I said it to my buddy this morning. He said, I'm really worried about my son. He's young. He's, like 12 years old, blah, blah. I said, the best thing you could do for him is start like an online T-shirt business or something for him and let him fail.
Yeah.
Let him just run it and see where he goes with it. I said, that will teach him more than college will ever teach him.
100%. 100%. Well, the thing is now you have all these brick and mortar places going, shit, dude, the government just
we have to diversify. We have to diversify.
In 3 months. And you know what they did? That necessity made them change and figure out a new avenue. And guess what, dude? There's millions of avenues with the cell phones, with the internet, with YouTube, with social media. There's all of these avenues to make money. So all these people that were like, come on in, give us $20 and we'll give you your product, are now finding new ways to sell. And it's what they should have been doing all along.
Fast food places murdered it during Corona because they adjusted and they pivoted quick. Yep. And even like the Uber food delivery guys killed it.
Yeah.
They murdered it. I mean, our industry, the firearms industry, the defense industry freaking crushed it because people are buying pallets of ammo.
Because everybody's like, shit, dude, this world is going down the shitter. I need a gun.
I need a gun. I need to protect myself.
It's the same people that are like, why do you have so many? And they're like, wait, where did you get that one from? I need to know.
Well, because you don't understand. Our culture is 1 is none and 2 is 1. And 10 is 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and then you start thinking crazy. Not crazy, but like what people would perceive as crazy, like, all right, I need to make sure I have 2 for my girl, 2 for my neighbor. My other buddy that's going to run over here, I need to have about 8.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's funny, dude. All those same people that were either talking shit or totally disapproved of the idea that you had 20 guns is like, hey, man, that gun you showed me that one time, where did you get that from? Where do I go and where do I get this? I'm sure
that's a voting issue, Keaton. People are going to stay a million miles away from this election because there's not enough data yet as to who the new gun owners are. So Democrats are scared shitless about who those new gun owners might be. Sure. So you're going to see.
We know who they are.
Yeah. So like it's all the fringe people that were like, because I know because they've come to my door, and I'm not going to name names because some of them are known people that like never owned a gun in their life. Now they're like, you got one? You'll sell me? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah.
I got that. I got 10 of those texts.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, could I buy one of your guns? No, I'm good, man. I bought these because I wanted them, and
I parted with. I mean. Everybody hates to say this in our industry. I parted with some pieces because it was time to like move on from some. Yeah. But ammo especially because I got fucking endless amounts of ammo. You know what I mean? I've been stuffed to the brim with ammo. Yeah. It's just like it's an obnoxious thing. Plus when you get ammo sponsors and companies, shout out to Blackwater Ammunition, by the way, shameless plug. They you have ammo coming in by the cases and you can't shoot it unless you're shooting 10,000 rounds a month. But no. And there's no chance. You'll never go through it. The best shooters in the world don't shoot 10,000 a month. Well, Max may, but that's probably about it. It gets real thin after that. But for the most part, I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching you guys do this show, and I think a lot of people will be paying attention. Yeah. Especially people that run shows.
Dude, I really hope, because the reality is I don't think that there's anyone in the fitness industry that has been to more expos than Rob and Dana.
Yeah.
So Rob and Dana know firsthand what's shitty and what doesn't work and what they would have liked to see.
And I think there's no value in doing that approach, like you said, the line, and people wait for this.
No. Yeah, hey, man, how you doing? What's your name? Cool, it's great to see you. See you, buddy.
Yeah.
That shit sucks, dude, and we do it all the time. I go to expos all the time, and it's us three standing there. People want to come through. They want to get a picture. They want to talk. They want to do all these things. Like, dude, I got 400 people. I got to get you through. And then all of a sudden they waited in line for an hour just for a handshake and a picture. That shit sucks,
You know what's 50 times better is doing a private kind of 100-person room speaking engagement, something that's simple, and having some sandwiches there or something.
Well,
you know,
I can do it. And I can do an engagement of 10 people and do the rest online and sell tickets online. And that's the idea, because then I can still make it personal with the guy that's sitting at his screen on YouTube watching everything and being able to type in and say, "Hey Jay, I'm a huge fan. Answer this question." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, great question. Let's answer it." Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, the whole idea changes. And if you can record it, now people have that content of, hey, man, Jay and I had a conversation. How cool is that?
And for me, I'm always like, as far as free booths you should give away, I'm like, you should be giving away booths to podcast guys, to media, people that can create.
Yeah,
that's the key. You could say, hey, I'll give you a free booth as long as maybe you run our tablecloth or our band, like trade it out. Like whatever it is, whatever the soft trade is, or set up a courtesy booth where you could set up like 3 podcasts going across, and you could have guys recording, and you could be like, hey, this is content, or this is the photo op booth. Like if you want to come over here, Jay, and you want to hang out for 10 minutes just to say hi to some people, you could do it here privately, intimately. You could have a conversation with someone or set up a meeting. Nobody does that. Like when I was at SCI, I'm like, you guys don't have like your own booth that's like a courtesy booth that you can do stuff in, you can run meetings. Like I would expect at FitCon you'd have like the FitCon media courtesy booth.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, John, you want to come out? Here's a badge.
Dude,
here's a section.
It's so funny you say that. That was one of the first things that Dana said, along with that booth and another. It was a closed off booth where everybody that is there for influence can come and just chill out and not have to talk or see anybody. That puts them away from the crowds. Anything that we can do to accommodate and bring value to people's lives, we're going to do. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be different.
It's got to be different. It's got to be different. And I think every year you'll learn a little bit more from the people walking the shows, and the people you want to talk to are the people just kind of moseying through with one bag. They don't have an entourage.
For sure.
Hey, what can we do better? Hey, what would you like to see here? And people like, I love walking and see. The only thing the Arnold gets wrong is because it's in Ohio, because of the venue, you can't see everything easily. Yeah. You have to go in a separate room and you got to find it. And that's the only like real. I love that the show's in the back and you can kind of watch the show. I just hate in fitness that it's deteriorated down to like a t-shirt swap meet. You know what I mean?
It's the worst. There's no value to that. Nobody wants to buy 13 shirts from every Mr. Olympia.
There's not enough money to go around.
No, it just doesn't make any sense. So if you bring in things that bring value, and dude, the fitness industry is huge if you look at it at the way you should. Like the guy that's bringing armored swords in as a fitness athlete, all of a sudden people are like, dude, I came to CJ Color, but dude, check out these swords.
Yeah, that's, I want 100%. It has to, and that gets to where I was I'm glad the conversation's going there, because there's so many different crossing of the streams and not enough people acknowledge that. And shows shouldn't be about any one-dimensional thing. Okay, so if you look at like what MMA is, it's all different breeds of fighting, right? So fitness, I always say this, fitness is the lowest on the totem pole of what I call capable people, of being a capable person. You have to be in shape. You have to be able to carry yourself to do anything defense structured. So I've always seen that. My brain has always gone to that construct. So I've always been drawn to fitness because you have to be in shape first. Then you can layer on top of that, whether it's your jiu-jitsu, whether it's your this or your that, you can start layering things on top of it, whether it's your Muay Thai and everything else. Like I used to go to the fitness shows back in the day and they used to be like, you know, bro, what's SHOT Show like? And I'm like, and I remember I said this to someone, we were at a dinner. It's like me, Branch Warren, a bunch of people, and someone said, "What's SHOT Show like?" And I'm like, you know how in the fitness industry you all want to like look like killers? At SHOT Show, like there's real killers there. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's the difference. And it's the same. There should be, like, I'm waiting for the guy that's smart enough to start to bring more MMA stuff into fitness and start to bring a little bit of the gun culture in some ways, like you said, swords and, you know,
I want to bring it all.
Yeah, I think
I've got one of my good buddies, BJ Baldwin. He's coming, and he's like, "What do you want me to do?" And I'm like, "Bro,
BJ's been on the show.
At the end of the day, you're an athlete. Period. End of story. And an athlete is in the fitness industry. You do guns, you drive, all of that shit. Honestly, I want to bring all that to the show." And he's like, you want me to bring my Porsche to your fitness? Yes.
Yeah.
100%. I want you to bring your guns. I want you to bring everything. I want to show people that fitness is actually tied to everything. And there's no reason.
You know, I ate shit for years because of that.
Oh,
in the gun industry, I ate shit.
I'm sure.
Oh, what's with these bodybuilders trying to shoot? What's with this? What's with that? You know, and I'm like,
it's all about
what are you
crossover.
Talking about? Yeah, it's all about crossover.
That's what we're going to do. Period. End of story. FitCon is going to be a crossover of everything that pertains to fitness. And the truth is that almost everything pertains to fitness. You know, unless you're a fat slob, you sit on the couch, you don't do anything. That's just what it is.
I have to give her credit because I had Rachel Balkovic on the show. She was the Yankees hitting coach. She's the Yankees hitting coach right now. She shoots, she trains. She said, she goes, I just want to be as capable a person as I can.
Yeah.
You know, whether I choose to be a mom down the line or whatever I choose, I just want to be very capable. Yeah. And, you know, and I know BJ, like, you know, he was a jiu-jitsu guy for years, mixed martial arts. It's about having those different layers, not just being one-dimensional. It's having a little bit of everything kind of layered on top. Yeah. You know, do you go out and do you just do one thing, or are you multifaceted? So if we all agree that we live in this multifaceted world, that you have to have your hands in a little bit of everything, why wouldn't a show have that?
100%.
Like I said it very honestly to one of the NSSF, I'll say, NSSF. They said, well, what else should we put into SHOT Show? I'm like, you guys are teaching a class on Facebook advertising. I'm like, do you understand? Like, I want to see a class on podcasting. I want to see a class on TikTok. I want to see a class on this. I want to see a class on that. And they all looked at me like I had 10 heads. And I'm like, you need to go into these different spaces. You need to start to think about these different areas. You know, like I want to see Jamie from the Joe Rogan show talk. I want to see Andrew from Mark Bell's show talk. I want to hear their thoughts on how to create media. Those are the guys that would draw me in, because everybody at the end of the day, I mean, Joe Rogan just did $100 million deal on Spotify. $100 million.
And he has a podcast.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So people want to hear those thoughts.
So I'm going to get in trouble because I'm sure my partner from FitCon's going to listen to this podcast, but and this is something we haven't told anybody.
Please leave a review if he does.
This is something that we haven't told anybody yet, but starting next year, we're going to be bringing what's called Americon. It's going to be an Americon, and that expo is guns, trucks, fit. I mean, it is everything American.
Yeah,
and that's what the expo is. And I want that expo to drown out everything you could possibly think of when it comes to, hey, this is a shoe expo and a gun expo and a fitness.
To me, that's so
everything
logical.
American. I want to bring in millions
Disneyland.
of people. Yeah, dude, that's exactly what I want. And that's what we're going to be doing next year. That's actually when we structured our deal. When Rob and I came together, we were like, dude, FitCon's going to be killer. We're going to kill it. But when we started talking about Americon, which, like I said, I'm going to get in trouble for announcing that, I was like, wait, trucks, guns, bow and arrows,
I'd be the first one to sign up.
Jiu-jitsu, everything American. Dude, if you could roll into a fitness expo arena and see everything that you like and love and have a hobby for, I mean, dude, there'll be boats there. There'll be motorcycles there. There will be everything American there. I think that fitness expo or that expo is going to be ginormous.
The Great American Outdoor Show does something similar, but it's in PA and it's in the middle of nowhere. And the only thing they don't bring in is the fitness. And the problem is it's PA and it's like the middle of nowhere.
And PA's the worst.
Yeah,
sorry, guys
worst.
from PA. I'm not.
Yeah, it's in like way out there. It's in East Bumfuck.
I go out there with Rob and Dana all the time, and it's just not. I'm not a fan of PA.
Yeah, it's I'm not going to say I'm not a fan of any state in this great country, but it's a tough one. So, you know, it's not easy. Listen, you know, I think you guys are going to kill it with that. I think you're going to murder it. And I appreciate you giving breaking news.
Yeah.
The show first.
I might get in trouble later from Alan. He may not be happy with me.
Who gives a fuck? It's got to come out at some point, right? I mean,
we might as well start building hype now.
Listen, I think it's a logical move.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, there'll always be shows are going to be boiled down to, like, right now you pretty much have Olympia and you have the Arnold.
Yeah.
That's really what you have. You have some regional shows that are still holding a little weight because people still need to qualify.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as far as building a massive show, you have to bring in everything, because
I agree.
If people are going to take their hard-earned money and buy a ticket to one thing, they're going to buy it to something where they can get a little of everything. They want SEMA. They want the guns. They want SEMA. They want SHOT Show. They want the Arnold. They want everything. They want it all in one place.
Yeah.
And if it's all in one place, you'll crush it.
Yeah, and that's exactly how we feel.
You'll crush it.
That's going to be the biggest thing that we push for over
the fishing will be an interesting one. I've had Jimmy Houston on the show. You got to get like some. Fishing's fun.
Dude, we're going to do all of it. I mean, dude, and I'm going to have fishing experts. I'm going to have bow and arrow experts. I'm going to have dude, everything. It's one of the expos that when I think about going to an expo, it's what I want. And then that's everything American and anything that I do as a hobby, and bring it in and have hundreds of thousands of people roll through and go, this is it, dude. This is the expo of expos.
I love it. The hard part's going to be getting the booths in the beginning.
Dude, it's not going to be easy. To launch something from ground zero is going to be hard.
Anything worth doing is hard.
Yeah.
Anything. Listen, I know you got to jump a flight. This has been amazing.
Absolutely, dude. I appreciate you having me on.
Listen, I've had a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
This is a good chat. Let everybody know where to find you and all the websites, all that stuff, and the best way to reach out to you.
So the best place to find me and what I do on a regular basis is definitely Instagram, and it's @the_muscle. And then if you guys are interested in seeing our show's on Discovery Channel. It's called Diesel Brothers. It's Monday nights. We've got a new season coming out, I believe, in almost exactly a month.
I think I saw a commercial for it.
Yeah,
like
they play a ton of commercials. We're definitely one of the front runners for Discovery, and they've been able to really help us get out there worldwide now. But yeah, Monday nights on Discovery Channel, you'll see our show. And this new season is going to be really cool. We've got a lot of diversity when it comes to building shit. It isn't just like, hey man, cool truck. We've got a lot of shit we're doing. Really fun stuff.
Well, listen, best way to reach you?
It's always going to be
not at all.
No, DMs on Instagram. It's funny, dude. I'm the only one out of everybody that's on the show that everybody knows. I get back to people that reach out to me on Instagram. I just do.
Listen, I love this. And I could do this for 2 hours with you if you didn't have to fly out of here. We're going to have to do it again at some point. And, you know, I think you're on the right path. I think you and Rob are going to crush it. You don't need my validation, but you can tell me to go fuck myself.
But I like it.
But it's, yeah.
Anybody from Boston that gives me validation, we're good.
Listen, it's tough. We throw around compliments like sore covers. So, you know, I totally get it. And you're up against it. And you're probably going to have a lot of people that are going to be like, oh, fuck this dude.
Yeah, I got a lot of those.
He's a pussy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah. But you're going to crush it. You're going to do really well. And I'm looking forward to it. I want to thank everyone. Head over to www.johnbartoloshow.com. Thank all the sponsors. Special thanks to Rhino Metals, Tech, and Blackwater Ammunition, and Galco Holsters. And I appreciate everyone, and I appreciate everyone here in the studio, and we're going to be out.